how he loves us, the UFC. Well, UFC 157 is happening this Saturday night on pay-per-view. One of the fights at the Honda Center in Anaheim is the Women's Bantamweight Championship. Our friend Ronda Rousey is going to be on the bill, you guys, fighting Liz Carmouche. I don't know if you've had a chance to watch them fight, but Stewie and Brian from The Family Guy did not enjoy it.
Okay, wait, so what is this now? Just watch. Why are we taping my reaction? Just watch. Okay, they're lesbians, clearly.
We are underway. There's that triple hip toss by Rousey.
Wait.
And there she's looking for the armbar, the opening minute of the fight.
What?
Dislocation.
No. Oh, what is wrong with you? Oh, my God.
A good arm bar is hard to watch.
Very hard to watch. Rhonda, welcome to the Kevin and Bean Show. How are you?
I'm great. I've been doing so much media lately. This is the first thing I've really been excited about. I've been listening to you guys since I was a kid.
Why are you on the phone and not here?
Because I'm still in bed. I haven't even rolled out of bed yet, and that would require me to put on clothes and leave.
You leave at least.
I think we are on too early for a lot of people. I think that's the problem, Rhonda. Hey, for folks who don't follow fighting, explain what the armbar is, because as Kevin mentioned, it's very difficult to look at on your TV sometimes.
Well, in judo, it's called a jujikatami. It's the one that I usually use is a straight arm lock, and you pretty much pull the person's arm in between your legs, and you have your two legs over their torso. And you hold the arm to your chest, and then you arch your back farther than the elbow can go.
Yeah.
So the elbow goes 180 degrees, and your back goes farther than that. So then it dislocates the joint. If the person doesn't give up, if they do give up, you let them go, and everyone's happy.
And that has been remarkably effective. I mean, that's a go-to move for you, right, Rhonda?
Yeah, I was actually lucky enough. My mom was the first American to win the World Championships in Judo, and she thought it'd be a great idea to jump on me most mornings and
Really?
make me armbar her out of sleep. So, like most normal kids, I learned that kind of thing.
I got to be honest, I was not woken up that way as a kid.
I just had an alarm clock. That worked out fine for me. Tell me what the transition is like. Well, first of all, tell me what your reaction was when you heard that Strikeforce was going away and you were being folded into UFC. Was this something that was exciting to you? Do you feel like, hey, this is a great opportunity to be on a bigger stage, or did it not make that much difference, not much change? Tell me about that.
I was actually pretty excited about it because I got told that I was moving into the UFC at the same time I was told that Strikeforce was closing. So there wasn't like a point where I heard about Strikeforce and then was worried and then heard about UFC later. So I kind of got the whole scoop all at once, which was kind of cool.
So it's like, hey, the bad news is you're being fired, but the good news is you've already been hired for another job.
I think it was the reverse like that. They're like, hey, we're going to bring you over to the UFC. And by the way, your old job is just destroyed.
Gotcha.
You don't have any choice. So
I have no choice in the matter.
So this will be your first, the Honda Center Saturday night. It's going to be your first fight as a UFC fighter. And you go into it as the champion. I mean, you're the first champion in the UFC in this sport, in this, the Women's Bantamweight Championship.
Yeah, when they dissolved the WEC into the UFC, they brought in the lighter division. So, like, Jose Aldo and Dominic Cruz are already the champs in WEC, and they just made them the UFC champs because they brought in a whole new division.
Right, gotcha.
A whole new division of the women, and they gave me the belt right away. But to be honest, I'm not going to consider myself the UFC champion until I actually win a fight in the octagon. So this is an extremely important match for me.
No kidding. And also kind of being a local fight, too, for you must kind of make it extra special as well.
Yeah, it's around the corner. I have so many friends and family coming. The only thing is I am so used to traveling to go fight, so I wasn't used to everyone on Earth being like, hey, that ticket's for me. And I'm like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
It's like wedding planning arrangements for everyone.
Do you have like new friends or friends that haven't talked to you in a long time, or any of those people coming out of the woodwork?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course there's people coming up out of the woodwork. There's so many numbers that pop up. It's like, hey, man, it's been forever. Da, da, da.
Here's what I like is a lot of times they don't want to admit right up front that they're just calling you for tickets to the fight, so they make small talk.
That's right.
And then just before they hang up, they go, oh, by the way, is there something happening this weekend?
Oh, yeah, they butter me up first and
Sure.
then, lull me into a false sense of security.
This is the voice of the UFC's Ronda Rousey here on the Kevin and Bean Show. We're talking about UFC 157, which is going to be this Saturday night at 7 on pay-per-view, which, by the way, with an unbelievable lineup of other fights, too, including Machida versus Henderson is going to be that night, Faber versus Menjivar. I mean, it's a lot of great fights. I was fascinated to see in your bio that you used to work the graveyard shift at a 24-hour fitness. And I was wondering, somebody like you who obviously is so dedicated to fitness, you must have made people miserable with what you expected them to do. Did you scream at people all the time because you didn't feel like they were working out hard enough?
No, I wasn't a personal trainer. I ran the front desk. I didn't do anything except for sit there and read Lord of the Rings and drink coffee.
But did you work out? Were you able to work out then or no?
No, I didn't work out. I just had to sit there at the desk. In fact, they had a camera pointed at me at the desk to make sure that I didn't leave the desk for too long of a time. It was like Big Brother watching me.
That's not why the camera was pointed at you, Ron. I got news for you. It's not at all. How do you feel about your opponent, Liz Carmouche? Would she have been your first choice of who you wanted to fight this weekend?
I mean, there were a lot of girls I would like to fight, but Liz is the only one that wanted to fight. Everybody else turned it down. So the other girls either said that they wanted more time or they had other excuses or reasons. So Liz was the only one that was actively petitioning for it, like, every single day. My Twitter was just, I was being Twitter bombed by her. Her and me and Dana were just constantly full of followers demanding this fight. And so when everybody else was like, give me a minute on that one, she was like, give me now. So if she's the only one that wants it, then she's the one that's going to get it.
That's really interesting. I wonder what that's... I mean, I'm sure she feels like that's how you make your name is by beating you, right? I mean, because you're undefeated, so that would, everybody would be talking about her if she won. But, I mean, that also sounds a little scary because she obviously is that confident.
Yeah, it is a little bit intimidating. She served like 3 tours in Iraq. She's a U.S. Marine. She's not the type that I can get in her head and intimidate her beforehand like I usually can with all these other girls.
Is it going to be a close fight? How much do you know about her style? Is it going to be a good stylistic fight?
Yeah, one thing about Liz is she actually could have been the Strikeforce champion before me. She was brought in as a last-minute replacement to fight Marlo Kunin for the belt 8 days' notice, and everyone expected her to lose. And she just beat the hell out of Marlo for like 4 rounds straight, and everyone was shocked. And at the very end, she made a tiny mistake and got caught in a triangle and lost. And so she's very unpredictable, the type of person that you don't underestimate. So we trained for a 5-round war. If I expected a first-round finish, I would have been sitting on my couch for the last month and a half.
I'll tell you, you watch The Ultimate Fighter or any of these other fighters where you have younger fighters, and they start fighting, and halfway through the first round, you can see them breathing heavy and their mouths are open, and it really takes an amazing amount of shape to make it through 5-minute rounds. How are you training for that?
I mean, you just have to not be specialized and train for everything. It's hard because MMA is like 5, 6, 7 sports all put into one, so it's a different kind of endurance. It's not like, it's a 25-minute match isn't the same as running for 25 minutes.
No.
Both of it's constant physical activity. It's just, and plus you have to be mentally aware of so many different things that it tires you out a whole lot more. So actually, we started out at this training camp up in Big Bear. We did some altitude training up there at the Summit Gym, and we've just done a whole bunch of different things. I've been in 2 Olympics. I know how to train by now.
Yeah, I think so. Well, we're very, very excited not only to have you on the show, but to be able to see you fight on this coming Saturday night. It sounds like you have found the dream job, Ron. It sounds like you love it, too.
I do. It's really cool. I like that it's in cycles, too, because it gets super, super intense, and then I get to chill out and hang out and do nothing for a while. Then it gets super, super intense again. It's nothing plateau about it. It's either a whole lot of stimulation or just nothing at all.
Exactly. Well, you can follow Ronda on Twitter at Ronda Rousey, of course, at UFC as well, RondaMMA.com and UFC.com. UFC 157 is this Saturday night. We appreciate you listening to the show for all these years. It's great to have you on. I hope we can do it again.
No problem. I grew up here, man. I'm a local girl. Of course I had to listen to you guys.
You had to.
Teach you guys on cassette.
Yeah, on cassette. I don't even recognize that word.
Yeah,
Thanks.
No, I would get all of my mixes, my earliest workout mixes, I would steal from your station, and I would have all you guys' voices on it all the time. So
That's a little scary.
That's hilarious. All right, Rhonda, good luck this weekend. We'll talk to you again, all right?
Thank you so much.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.